All right, MMA fans, I'm here with Bellator MMA middleweight fighter, Mr. Dalton Rosta. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I noticed that we we are joined by a very welcome guest. Who is it?
Right here,
Yes, yes.
my new puppy. His name's Pegasus.
Very nice, Pegasus. Oh,
Yeah,
actually, I saw some gorgeous pictures of him on Instagram.
yeah.
Um, when did you get it?
I got him last week around this time.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's very nice, and he looks amazing. Congrats, congrats. I don't know what to say. um, Listen, getting back to MMA, you finally got to meet Romero Cotton inside the Bellator cage at Bellator 283. You stopped your opponent with punches in the third round. Was that the fight you were expecting?
Honestly, I was expecting to get him out of there a little bit earlier, but finish is a finish. So I got the result I wanted at the end of the day.
You went pretty close to finish him in the second round on that occasion.
Yeah, the dude can take a punch. He has a hard ass head. So I was hitting with some big shots in the first round and in the second round. There was a couple in the second round that I thought would have put him away, especially with following up with a couple of the punches that I did. But nonetheless, he was able to stay in there and hang in there. So third round, it ended up coming pretty early.
And what about the finishing sequence? Do you train often that Superman punch?
Yeah, I mean, I would say often, but I definitely mix it into my game here and there.
And did you, during the fight, did you feel it was the right? I mean, it looked amazing, but how did you come up with that?
So he kept circling away from me into my power hands every single time we were on the cage. But when he was circling away, he wasn't just circling straight across. He was circling out and around. So if I was going to hit him with a shot on my power side, which is my right hand, I was going to have to cover some distance. So I noticed it a few times, and in the third round, I decided to take my chance with it. I wanted to do a flying knee as well, but both of those techniques, require you to leave the ground. And anytime that I could give a wrestler my hips, being a wrestler myself, it plays to their advantage sometimes if you don't land clean. So you got to pick and choose whenever you throw those shots. And I felt like that was a perfect time, and obviously it was.
Yeah, for real, for real. And again, it looked very good. Um, I know that when we spoke last time, you told me that there was some animosity between you and him. Are things good now between the two of you, or you don't care anymore?
I mean, I don't care. We don't really speak. I take little jabs at him here and there still on social media, but that's part of the game. And I have a lot of pictures that I'm able to post. Me knocking him out, me hitting him with a Superman punch, hitting him with some big shots in that fight. And sometimes, whenever I'm just posting a picture, people think that I'm still taking shots at him when I'm really, realistically, just posted a damn picture. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that fight is in the past, and right now you're scheduled to take on Anthony Adams at Bellator 289. Is there anything different in your training camp for this one?
I wasn't using specific training partners for him. This guy, it seems like he hasn't really found his fighting style. It seems he changes it up every fight. Not so much changing it up where it's a different look every fight. He goes back and forth between the fighter he is. Sometimes he's pulling the trigger and, fighting offensively and, stringing combinations together. But although they're the same combinations over and over again, he's starting to put his hands in his boxing together. But then there's other fights where he's throwing one punch at a time and it seems like he's scared to get tired. So, I prepared for both fighters, my whole camp through my kickboxing drills, through my pad work, through my sparring partners, everything. But my sparring partners have changed pretty much every week. You know, I was working with Artem Levin. I was working with Josh Silvera a little bit early on. I was working with Sabah Hamasi, Roman Feraldo earlier on. And also I got some rounds in with Johnny Eblen, and he's more of a wrestler. But, I mean, that just goes to show you, like I said, I was pretty much sparring with everybody. Wasn't so much focused on what my opponent could do. I'm focused on what I'm good at and how I'm going to implement it in the fight.
Your opponent has never been finished so far. Are you planning to be the first man to inflict a stoppage?
He hasn't been finished because he fights safe, you know. Romero was saying this about me in my last fight, but I had 3 finishes leading up to that fight, so it was kind of a bold statement for him. But this guy I'm fighting is a point fighter, you know. I don't doubt that he has power in his hands. I don't doubt it at all. He's athletic. He's fast, you know. He probably does, but he seems to play it more safe and play it more cautious. He seems like he's scared to get knocked out. So I think I'm going to play that to my advantage. You know, he tries to point fight with me, he's going to lose that as well. And I can beat him on the scorecards. I can beat him on the ground, and I can beat him in striking. I can knock him out. I can TKO him. I can submit him. It really doesn't matter. Wherever this fight goes, I'm going to dominate, and I'm looking forward to showing that on December 9th.
You mentioned that you spar with Johnny Eblen at American Top Team. Eblen is the current Bellator MMA middleweight champion. You are ranked 5th in the Bellator MMA middleweight division. My question is, what if you two will have to, you know, clash one day with the title on the line?
I mean, if the title's on the line, then so be it. I'm probably still a couple fights away from that, so I'm not really looking too far into that right now. We still train with each other. He still makes me better. You know, I get asked this question a lot, so I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but I mean, nonetheless, I'm not really focused on it right now, and I'm sure he's not focused on it either. You know, he's the champ, and he's deserving of it. You know, he's going to keep doing his thing. I'm going to keep doing my thing, and if we have to, you know, eventually fight one day, then, I mean, we have to. I mean, there's really no avoiding it unless there's a change of promotions or a change of weight class or something else happens, you know, injuries or whatever. So
I understand your position. Listen, have you already picked your walkout song?
My walkout song same every single fight. New Level.
What is it that you like about it?
The beat, I don't know. It gets me going. I just like it.
Listen, sorry, I was thinking about, you know, what you said in the beginning of our interview, and in fact, I just got it. I mean, you're nicknamed Hercules. Your dog is Pegasus, and I know that you also have another pet which is called Athena, right?
Yes.
So, what would it be the next one in the family?
I don't know, man. 3 dogs is a lot, but I gotta keep on with Greek mythology, you know. So here, like you said, I got Athena, and it would fall in the line with that if I did get another pet. But as of right now, you know, 2's enough.
What about Cerberus? 3 dogs, 3 heads.
Great, that's a great idea.
It sure is. It sure is. I would like to hear your pick for the main event, and then I'll let you go. Raufeon, Stots, or Danny Sabatello?
Danny. Probably by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Raufeon Stots get tired in the 4th or 5th round. You know, it looked like he was starting to gas against Archuleta, and maybe Danny can get a finish then. But, you know, Raufeon thinks he got good wrestling. He wrestled with Romero Cotton in college, actually. I mean, they both thought they had good wrestling. You see what I did to Romero Cotton. Maybe Danny does the same thing to Raufeon. I mean, they're both good fighters. You know, they're both funny. They both cracked me up with the shit talking back and forth leading up to this fight, but I'm going with Danny.
Okay, thank you very much. Dalton, I finished my questions. Do you have any last messages before I let you go?
No, I do not.
Then thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time today. Best of luck with the upcoming fight, and hopefully I will hear again from you in the future.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
Have a nice one. Bye-bye.